Hello, this is wmpyr. For today's video, I want to do a discussion based upon the saying, I'm sure you've heard something similar to this, is that a real street fight takes about 5 to 10 seconds. Okay, now let's compare that to cage fighting. Okay, MMA, Ultimate Fighting Championship. They go rounds, and in fact, some of the old school MMA fights called Vale Tudo in Brazil, and also Pride Fighting Championships held in Japan, there has been recorded some fights that go 20 minutes, 30 minutes, even longer. Okay, so what's up with that? Very, very different, right? And then I'm sure you've heard, you know, and if you have any kind of common sense, you probably agree with this, is that, you know, to be successful in a street fight, to be successful in an MMA fight, you need to be fit. You need to have cardio. That is very, very important. Now, if you think about it, if a street fight only takes 5 to 10 seconds, do you really need cardio? So there's definitely a contradiction going on there. Now, one thing that I want to make clear, right, is when a police officer makes a statement like, you know, real fights take about 5 to 10 seconds. To me, that is not a fight. Okay, what's happening there is someone is being assaulted and there's a victim there. Okay, so in a case like that, it takes about 5 to 10 seconds. I could go jump somebody out in the street right now who's clueless, and that's probably going to take 5 to 10 seconds for me to get the job done. All right, so in such a situation, there was a victim. The person wasn't willing to be involved. The person could have been caught by surprise. All right, the other person could have just been overwhelming, either physically or had a weapon or something like that, and that is an assault. All right, to me, a fight is where there's two participants. They're both wanting to be there. They both want to do this. They both want to hurt each other. All right, and they're relatively evenly matched. Okay, to me, that's a fight. All right, so that's a very big difference if you could think about that. Okay, now also, one of the differences, all right, between the street fight, this what the police are reporting here, 5 to 10 seconds, that is the conclusion. Okay, there's instances in MMA, in cage fighting, where the fight only takes 5 to 10 seconds. Okay, that can happen. All right, what that is basically the technique is a success. All right, so there was no struggle. Okay, the guy came in, they're both ready, and then boom, and he just knocked him out. That can happen. It's rare, but it can definitely happen. It's not that rare, actually. There's plenty of matches that you can look up where the match basically ends very, very fast, okay, within seconds. In a street fight situation, I've actually seen a video that was kind of like that. It was an undercover police officer who was talking to a hooker, and the pimp was coming over because he was angry at the guy. So he came over, and the police officer just basically had a stance like this and just went bam and knocked him out with like a chop to the neck. Okay, it's floating around on YouTube, all on the internet. I'm sure you can find it. And that takes about 2 seconds. Just bam, and the guy's floored. All right, that's not a fight. That's just a success of technique. There was no struggle. I won't say that's an assault. All right. An assault is, you know, to find the difference between an assault and a self-defense situation, you know, it can be tricky, and you have to go to court for that. And I guess the main proving ground is you're going to have to say that this was self-defense, and you're going to have to prove that it truly was self-defense and not assault. All right, because if you do assault someone, you're in big trouble with the law. Okay, now the other thing that I want to say is that in an actual street fight, all right, maybe I'm walking with my girlfriend. Okay, I'm walking with my girlfriend, and then these punks come out of nowhere. Okay, and I tell her to run away, so she's running, and they come after me, and so they swing at me and stuff. Maybe I cover up and I throw some shots back, and they kick me and they punch me a little bit, and I'm out of there. Okay, I'm able to run. Okay, I got assaulted. All right, that's what happened. Or we could say we got assaulted. But I was able to defend myself a little bit, fight back a little bit. Yeah, I took some damage, but it could have been way worse. All right, so that's what happened. In a cage fight, not only do I have to go back, all right, I can't just run away and that's it. Okay, there's a little bit of exchange and now I can just get out of the ring and that's it. You say, hey, I survived. No, if you're an MMA fighter, you got to keep fighting until someone is on the floor, all right? Someone has tapped out. Okay, you have to keep going. In the street, you don't have to. And I believe most of the time that's not what happens. Okay, that's not what's going to happen. Most of the time, either people get away and they have a black eye and stuff, and they're like, okay, yeah, this guy jumped me, all right, yeah, he broke my rib or whatever, okay, but it doesn't go to the finish necessarily. And if it does go to the finish, it was, like I said, it was probably a pure assault. The other guy wasn't capable of fighting back, and he just got jumped, all right. So that kind of situation where it's a small skirmish, that happens in cage fighting too. So one of the things I'm trying to say here is that I wanted to define the difference between an assault and a fight, but the other thing that I wanted to say here was that brief skirmishes occur in both. Okay, yeah, an MMA fight goes rounds, but they're not brawling the entire time. They can't. No one is that fit. A lot of MMA fighters try to be that fit, and man, are they some of the most fit athletes in the world. But it's humanly impossible to go 5 rounds full turbo from beginning to end. It's just not possible. All right. And another thing that I want to say. So right there, I guess my statement is a street fight and an MMA fight is a lot closer than you might think. It's just that in a street fight, it cuts off a lot faster. MMA fight, they bring you back. You got to go to the corner, and you have to keep doing it. You can't, okay. And if you keep moving around like this, you're gonna get disqualified. You have to engage. All right. So that's very, very different in that sense. In a street fight, you don't have to keep engaging. Okay. You could get punched hard, beat up, and then if you're able to run off, then the fight is over, okay? The fight, or should I say the assault, is over, all right? But you did get assaulted, all right? The other thing is, in MMA, or most combat sports, or probably all combat sports, okay, is the moment you're getting assaulted, that's when they finish the match, okay? That's when the ref steps in and says it's over. That's when they throw the towel in, okay? So when you first start off, you're ready to go, okay? And then something happens, I don't know, like the guy outsmarted you, or the technique went through, or anything, lucky shot, whatever. You messed up your timing and he countered you. Okay, so you end up, like on the floor or something, and you don't really know what's happening, and then you're just getting punched on the side of your head, and you're not defending yourself. That's an assault. By that time, you're getting assaulted, and that's when they stop the match. All right, so just wanted to talk about those differences there.